from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast. I'm Stefan Diawis and joining me tonight is Natalia Veeravardhana. The Sinhala and Tamil New Year dawns tomorrow. The Prime Minister invites Goldface agitators for discussions. The Public Utility Commission says there will not be any power cuts from today until next Friday. 11 suspects nabbed with 325 kilograms of narcotics. 4 persons die in yesterday's motor accident and 5 either remain missing or killed in drowning incidents. The Ru Kirulla 2022 of the national television, which glorifies the beauty queens with gold, will take place tomorrow evening. A $750 million US military aid to Ukraine. Now for our stories in more detail. The Ministry of Cultural and Religious Affairs presents the auspicious times for the traditions and customs related to this year's Sinhala and Tamil New Year.
The New Year dawns at 8:41 a.m. on Thursday, the 14th of April. The Punya Kalaya will prevail from 2:17 a.m. on 14th April to 3:05 p.m. on the same day. People are encouraged to prepare for the New Year by setting aside all work while prioritizing religious observances. The auspicious time for the preparation of meals is at 9:05 a.m. on the 14th of April. It is appropriate to prepare milk rice and sweetmeat mixed with undu by setting up a hearth facing east clad in gold. The auspicious time to engage in work, transactions and partaking of meals is at 10:17 a.m. clad in gold and facing east. The ritual of anointing of oil should be carried out using nanu and oil mixed with imbul leaves extract and also by placing imbul leaves on the head and nuga leaves on the feet at the auspicious time of 7:04 a.m. on the 17th of April while facing south and dressed in red and yellow mixed copper-coloured clothes. The auspicious time for the ritual to leave for work is at 6:51 a.m. on Monday, the 18th of April, dressed in white clothing after consuming a meal prepared with milk rice and sweetmeats while facing south. Just a few hours left for the dawn of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year.
Consumers were seen arriving at major towns, purchase essential goods and other items for the new year today as well. A rainy weather condition prevails in many parts of the island these days. However, the people were engaged in preparations for the festival disregarding the inclement weather. Most of the general public came to the city today in order to fulfill the rituals of preparing of food and boiling of milk, according to the auspicious times in the new year, which dawns in the morning of tomorrow. Producers of sweetmeats and delicate foods say that there was a good demand for their produce today as well. The Ru Kirulla 2022 contest of the national television will commence in the Studio 3 at 6 p.m. tomorrow.
The 12 beauty queens have been selected for the final round. The Auradu Kumari will be rewarded with a golden crown and cash gifts as well. More than 15,000 applications have been received for the Ru Kirulla competition. 1,800 applicants have been selected for the preliminary round. Upon several more rounds of selection, 12 have been restricted for the final round. These finalists were engaged in numerous practical programs for a period of over 1 month. In addition to the Ru Kirulla contest, several more competitions are being conducted on skin, hair, dental beauty as well as on Navaliya Popular Princess, the Most Skilled Princess and Photogenic Princess. The winners are being selected by a veteran panel of judges this year as well. The judges include national and international beauty queen contest creator, director Lau Ching Wong, veteran dance teacher Dr. Channa Vijayawardena, actresses Udari Pereira and Sandani Fernando, and veteran beautician Samantha Gunasekara.
The Ministry of Health says that the prevailing shortages in medicine and equipment in government hospitals have been streamlined. The ministry adds that plans have been made to guarantee a continuous supply of drugs in the hospital. A shortage in certain medicines persists due to inability to deliver letters of credit at the appropriate times to purchase the drugs. The situation is mainly attributed to the existing foreign exchange difficulties being experienced by the country. Several identified strategies are being implemented to rectify the problem. One of the methods is the opening of letters of credit to order drugs and equipment by opening letters of credit under the Indian Relief Credit Facility. The second method deals with purchasing of medicines under the $10 million funds extended by the World Bank. The ministry further says that in addition, discussions are being conducted with the World Health Organizations and the Asian Development Bank for procurement of funds to purchase medicine. It has also been pointed out that appeals have been made to expatriate Sri Lankans and foreign institutions to extend funds or contributions to purchase the medicines which are in short supply. The ministry adds that it has already received positive response in this connection. Now, in more details and updates with the situation between Russia and Ukraine, the USA have come in to aid the Ukrainians with a $750 million donation.
Yes, a senior United States defense official has said that the Biden administration is preparing a package of military aid amounting to $750 million for Ukraine armed forces to defend itself against the Russian offensive. Using his presidential powers, Ukraine will be supported with military equipment such as give drones, howitzers and protective equipment against possible chemical attacks along with other weapons. Deputy Defense Secretary Kathleen Hicks told reporters that the Pentagon was looking to provide Ukraine with weapons that would give them a little more range and distance. The United States has already delivered $2.4 billion in military assistance since Joe Biden took office. As the United States president, the vast majority of that aid has come since Russia invaded Ukraine on the 24th of February. President Joe Biden has said Russia's offensive in Ukraine amounted to genocide, accusing President Vladimir Putin of trying to wipe out the idea of even being a Ukrainian. At an event in Iowa, Biden implied that he thinks of Russian President Vladimir Putin carrying out genocide attacks and against Ukraine but offered no details. Russia has denied the allegations and has issued a statement saying that Moscow destroyed its last chemical stockpiles in 2017. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has extended an invitation to participate in a discussion with him to those who are engaged in a protest in the Gulf.
The Prime Minister in his media communique has pointed out that he is prepared to talk with those agitating at the Gulf Face Green due to social, economic and political reasons. The Prime Minister's message also says that he is hoping to conduct a discussion on the valuable opinions of the agitators who are protesting with the objective of overcoming the challenges faced by the country. Communique of the Prime Minister issued today also states that the Prime Minister is willing to meet the representatives of the groups of protesters. The Gulf Face protest has been conducted for the 5th day today with the participation of numerous groups. It was commenced in the morning of last Saturday. Some groups are protesting in front of the Presidential Secretariat and others on the side of the Gulf Face Road. Chief incumbent of the Abaya Rame, Venerable Murutettuwe Anandathera says compassion has to be shown according to the Buddhist philosophy on persons who make hatred speeches on religious places.
The Venerable Thero was responding to a statement made by Upul Shanta Sannaskala recently. Upul Shanta Sannaskala, addressing a crowd, said that any religion should be taken out of the governing process. He added that the combination of both state and religion is the cause for the recent socio-economic decline. He said that all religious institutions in the country are richer than the people. He then said that all the resources in these institutions should be confiscated. Venerable Muruthettu Ananda Thero said that even the Sri Dalada Maligava is being blamed. They are also talking about confiscating religious properties. Venerable Thero further said he has not received anything from the government. Those who are bent on vengeance should be treated with compassion according to the Buddhist teachings. Parliamentarians of 11 parties say that they are ready to take the forefront in the establishment of a stable administration with the agreement of all sections concerned.
They have made these remarks at a media briefing of the party representatives held in Colombo today. Parliamentarian Wimal Weerawansa said that the younger generation of the country expressed their protest in numerous manners. He added that, however, some other groups have turned the agitations even against the army commander of the country and the Mahasangha. The motives of these protesters is to direct the campaign in a different direction. The parliamentarian further said that any acceptable proposal to eliminate the ungovernable state and the crisis have not yet surfaced. Although there have been proposals on a no-confidence motion, no discussion have been conducted regarding the government to be formed thereafter. Wimal Weerawansa further said only their 11-party alliance have been able to present an alternative proposal which could win the confidence of the people. This is a crisis which has to be faced without giving rise to differences. He also said that this is why they are saying even today that an administration which could stabilize the country with the amalgamation of all relevant parties should be established. The 11-party alliance is able to play a pioneering role in this regard. He added that the president still has the opportunity to resolve the crisis.
මේ රට මේ ගැටී යමින් තිබෙන විනාශකාරී අන්තයෙන් ගොඩ ගන්න. අපි කවදාකවත් කාලකන්ණි සන්තෝෂයක් ලබන්නේ නැහැ අපේ රටට වෙන විපතක් දිහා බලලා. ඒ නිසා අපි බොහොම පැහැදිලිව කියනවා.
Parliamentarian Dayasri Jayasekara has reiterated that the only alternative is the need of a stable program of action. He has called upon to give room for this opportunity without making the country ungovernable by conducting further protests.
ඒ නිසා ඒකට කරුණා කළා ඉඩ දෙන්න.
The Public Utilities Commission says that there will be no power cuts from today till next Friday.
The Commission says the decision has been taken in view of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year as well as Good Friday. However, a 2-hour and 15-minute power discontinuation will be conducted between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on the 16th and 17th of this month. The PUCSL also says they are hoping to minimize the duration of power cuts as they are receiving required fuel and water for power generation. Search operations are being conducted island-wide regarding illegal accumulation, storage and marketing of fuel stocks. The raids are being carried out by Sri Lanka Police. Inflation rate in the United States has reached an all-time high.
Prices in the US climbed at their highest rate since 1981, rising 8.5% over the year to the end of March as the war in Ukraine drove up energy costs for Americans.
The latest consumer price index in the United States, which measures the prices of a basket of goods and services, comes after the index rose by 7.9% in the year through February, the fastest pace of annual inflation in 40 years. Soaring gas prices were the main driver of the rise. The gasoline index rose 18.3% in March and accounted for over half of all the items. Monthly increase. Gas prices have begun to fall in a sign that some economists have argued may suggest inflation has reached its peak. Russia's invasion of Ukraine stoked last fall's inflation surge by reducing Russian oil supplies and intensifying supply chain bottlenecks, especially for energy, wheat and other commodities shipped from the region. Meanwhile, worker shortages in the United States are prompting companies to boost pay sharply to attract job candidates, leading them to lift prices to maintain profit margins. Excluding volatile food and energy items, the core prices have increased by 65% annually in March, the largest advance since August 1982. In Iowa, President Biden has announced a move to expand the use of a blended form of gasoline that uses ethanol. The move, which will benefit Iowa corn farmers, is designed to curb prices at the pump.
People are flocking in large numbers to watch the Sundara Nuvarelia festival organized by the Nuvarelia Municipal Council. And many foreign tourists were seen feeling the pleasures of the natural beauty at this scenic location.
සුන්දර නුවරඑළිය සැනලිහිණි වසන්තය 2022.
We are going around the country and we can discover all the different views. That's amazing. That's really green.
And the climate's really lovely here. It's very much like Little England. So we really enjoyed being at Sri Lanka and we'll definitely return.
Hello there, I'm Panima from the UK, England. And we've got the new year coming here now, which is fantastic. We're looking forward to joining and being a part of that. So yes, I think we'll be coming back here. We've got a few other places to go to, but it's been wonderful here and the people have been wonderful.
It's a video.
සුන්දර නුවරඑළිය සැනලිහිණි වසන්තය 2022.
A special joint operation conducted by the Sri Lanka Navy and the Sri Lanka Police has been successful in apprehending 11 suspects along with a whole of different types of drugs, including heroin, weighing 325 kilograms. The raid has been carried out in the southern sea beyond the coast of Dodanduwa in Galle last evening.
It was due to the joint actions of the Navy, the Police, Anti-Narcotic Bureau, the State Intelligence Service and the Coast Guard Department that the country was able to seize the stock of narcotics attempted to be smuggled by the sea route. The Navy says continuous search operations covering the local and international maritime zones for a period of around 2 weeks, based on the information extended by the State Intelligence Division, has enabled to detect the contraband. The security divisions headed by the Navy last evening subjected a suspected multi-day craft sailing in the sea off the Dodanduwa coast to inspection. During the raid, around 300 kilograms of heroin and the narcotic of the type ice concealed in 13 sacks were apprehended by the Navy. 6 suspects in the multi-day trawler have been placed under the detention of the Navy. In subsequent investigations, 5 more suspects have been arrested along with a dinghy craft, a cab and a 3-wheeler. According to the intelligence divisions, the illegal craft had commenced its journey from the Berewala Fisheries Harbour under the guise of engaging in fishing on the 26th of last month. The Navy says that the suspects had planned to bring the contraband to the Sri Lankan soil received from the drug racketeers in the international seas. The suspects are aged between 23 and 26 years. The Police Anti-Narcotic Bureau is conducting further investigations in this regard. 4 persons have died in road accidents yesterday. Meanwhile, 5 persons have been either killed or missing in drowning incidents.
A group bathing at the Rambodella in Kotmale have been swept away due to strong water currents last evening. The life-saving groups were able to rescue 4 persons and 3 others remain missing. The Kotmale police station says the body of 1 female youth was found this morning. The Kotmale police, with the assistance of the officials of the Army and Navy camps in Nuvarelia and the residents, are engaged in further search operations to find the 2 missing persons. It has been reported that the group, consisting of 48 persons who came from Vaunia on a recreation tour, were engaged in bathing when the water level suddenly gone up. 7 persons were swept away in the current. Further investigations continue. A 3-wheeler chasing another 3-wheeler and travelling in the direction of Talduwa on the Talduwa-Dehiyovita road in Avissawela has collided with a lorry came in the opposite direction. Driver of the 3-wheeler, who was admitted to the hospital in serious condition, was reported to have died even before admission. The police says that the victim was a 70-year-old resident of Dehiyovita. A van travelling on the Anuradhapura-Padeni road clashed with a lorry which came in the opposite direction, resulting in the death of a passenger. The police says the accident has occurred due to the driver of the van falling asleep during driving. 3 women and another male passenger along with the van driver were injured in the incident. In Kolambage Ara in Ambilipitiya, a motorbicycle has clashed with a 3-wheeler, causing the death of the motorcyclist. The victim was a 22-year-old male from Panamura. A motor car travelling towards Colombo was reported to have caused injuries to a pedestrian in the Mount Lavinia Police Division. The police says that the seriously injured pedestrian has died upon admission to the Kalubovila Hospital. The police says that one person has been swept away in the gushing waters in the Baduloya. The missing person is a 59-year-old resident of Pahalagama in Badulla. The police also says that a youth bathing in the beach near the golf fort was also drowned in the sea. The victim was an 18-year-old youth from Baddegama. Negligence of the motorists was reported to be contributing to higher number of road accidents, especially during the festive season. The police informs the general public to act with caution, taking into consideration of the prevailing inclement weather condition in the country.
The Department of Meteorology says that the disturbances in the lowest atmosphere are moving away from the island.
However, it forecast further intermittent rain and in the western, Sabaragamuwa and southern provinces. Rainfall or thunder showers may occur at night from place to place in other areas as well. The Met Department report adds that accordingly, rainfall exceeding 75 millimeters may take place in certain locations in the eastern, Uva, northern and north central provinces. Rainfall in other areas may also exceed 50 millimeters. The department also informs the general public to minimize the occurrence of accidents caused due to lightning and strong provisional winds during the times of thunder showers. It also forecasts that sea areas around the island would turn rough at times of thunder showers. Heavy rainfall is anticipated in the sea areas off the coast from Kankasanturai to Potuvil via Mana, Putlam, Gaul, Matara and Hambantota. Meanwhile, engineer in charge of the Polgola reservoir says that 2 sluice gates of the reservoir have been kept open due to increase in the water level as a result of heavy rainfall. Our correspondent says several major reservoirs in the Vavuniya district have also reached the spill level. We'll bring you news from overseas right after this break.
Prima Kottumi hot and spicy නව වසරක් වේවා.
பிறக்கும் தமிழ் சிங்கள புத்தாண்டு சவால்களை வெல்லக்கூடிய எதிர்பார்ப்புகள் நிறைவேறும் சௌபாக்கியமான புத்தாண்டாகட்டும். மக்கள் வங்கியின் வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
කොපර පිපිඤ්ඤා පස බැලුවොත් දෙසඤ්ඤා
මේ ළමයා කොහෙන්දෝ රොස කැලෙන් ඇහින්දෝ දඩින් පිටින්දෝ.
Prima Kottumi hot and spicy නව වසරක් වේවා. Prima Kottumi hot and spicy නව වසරක් වේවා.
And you're back with news from overseas. New York City police have named a person of interest after a morning rush hour shooting at a subway station that left more than 20 people injured.
A gunman wearing a gas mask filled a crowded New York subway car with thick black smoke from a canister and opened fire on morning rush hour passengers. More than 20 passengers have been injured, including 10 with gunshot wounds. Nobody was reported to be in a life-threatening condition. A manhunt was immediately launched after the shooter fled the scene. Authorities later identified a 62-year-old Frank James as a person of interest in connection to the shooting. A semi-automatic handgun and extended magazines, a hatchet, a black garbage can, detonated and undetonated smoke grenades and a key to a U-Haul van were also found at the scene, authorities said.
At least 53 people have been killed in landslides and floods after tropical storm Maggie devastated the Philippines. Rescue crews were still looking for survivors in flooded villages today, digging through mud and wading through chest-high water. However, the death toll from Sunday's natural disaster is only expected to climb, according to Philippine officials. Villages around Baybay City in the central Leyte province are worse hit. Their hillside avalanches and overflowing rivers wiped out homes and buried many people alive. The city authorities have said that at least 47 people in the area had been killed. In one village, about 80% of the houses had been washed out to sea, according to authorities.
A scientific research team of the Chinese Academy of Sciences obtained information on space weathering of key components of lunar soil particles. through the detection and analysis of single change-E lunar soil particles. The research findings have been released on international academic journals' geophysical research letters for billions of years. The lunar surface has been subjected to strong space weathering with micrometeorite bombardment, solar wind and radiation from galactic cosmic rays. The effects have greatly changed the microscopic appearances, crystal structures and chemical compositions of lunar surface. The research team has obtained the information on space weathering of key components including silicate, oxide, phosphate and sulfide of lunar soil particles. According to the latest survey, the space weathering effect shown on the lunar soil brought back by the Chang'e 5 lunar probe was jointly caused by micrometeorite strike.
A group of UK institutions is going to build a prototype brain to control the world's biggest radio telescope. The square kilometre array will initially comprise 197 dishes and 130,000 antennas spread across South Africa and Australia. All will be linked and need to work in perfect harmony. The software now being developed for the purpose will be trialled on a small subset of the infrastructure before being rolled out across the network. The SK is one of the grand scientific projects of the 21st century and will join a series of next-generation telescopes coming online this decade.
Prima Kottumi, hot and spicy nava wasarak veva.
Welcome back. And that's it for the news this evening. From the Sri Lanka Rupavahini news team, wishing you all a very happy and prosperous Sinhala and Tamil New Year.
Good night and stay safe.